All right, welcome. If you're a creator, you've probably spent some time trying to figure out the YouTube algorithm. It can feel like this huge, complex beast, right? But what if I told you its main goal for 2025 is actually, well, incredibly simple? Let's crack that code and build your new playbook.
So, let's get right to it. What does this system really want from you? Forget all the secret hacks and the magic formulas you might have heard about. It turns out the entire thing is driven by one single powerful goal.
And that singular goal, the one thing that matters above all else, is viewer satisfaction. Seriously, that's it. Once you really let that sink in, every other metric, every strategy, it all just clicks into place.
I want you to think of the algorithm as the ultimate matchmaker. Its only job, its entire purpose, is to connect the right viewer with the right video at exactly the right time. And why? Well, it's pretty simple. A happy, satisfied viewer is a viewer who sticks around. And that's YouTube's whole business model in a nutshell.
Okay, so how does it actually measure something like satisfaction? It's not magic. It looks for clues. We call them signals. And for videos that are in that 5 to 10 minute sweet spot, there are 3 signals that are way more important than anything else. Here are the big 3: audience retention, click-through rate, and direct viewer satisfaction. You can almost think of it like a story. First, your click-through rate tells the algorithm, hey, this package is interesting enough to get a click. Then, your retention proves, and the content is good enough to hold their attention. And finally, satisfaction confirms, yep, we delivered on the promise. Let's dig into retention first. For a video that's somewhere in that 5 to 10 minute range, this is your magic number. You want to be aiming for 50 to 70%. When you hit that target, you're sending a massive signal to YouTube that says, people aren't just clicking away, they are genuinely hooked by this.
So how in the world do you get there? It all starts with the hook. Those first 5 to 10 seconds are everything. That's your pitch. Tell them exactly what they're going to get out of watching. After that, you've got to be ruthless with your editing. I mean it. Every single second counts. If a pause doesn't add something or a sentence doesn't push things forward, get rid of it. Next up is your click-through rate, or CTR. This is your video's first impression, and you have to get this right. It's totally non-negotiable. You could make the greatest video in the world, but if the packaging, your title, and your thumbnail doesn't convince someone to click, well, your video's basically invisible. To nail that first impression, your thumbnail has to practically jump off the screen. Think high contrast, clear visuals, something that shows emotion. Then you pair that with a title that's like a magnet. It's got to be compelling, have your keywords in there, and please keep it short enough so it doesn't get cut off on a phone screen. Now this third signal, it's a little more subtle. It's not just about if people watched, but how they felt about it after. YouTube actually gathers this info directly from people with those little post-view surveys. It also keeps an eye on negative signals, like when someone clicks that not interested button on a video it recommended. And this, right here, this really gets to the heart of everything. It all comes down to one simple idea: respecting the viewer's time. Did your video actually deliver on what the title and thumbnail promised? Did the viewer walk away feeling satisfied? Or maybe like they learned something? That is the ultimate measure of a quality video.
Okay, so we've got the signals down. We know what YouTube is looking for. Now, let's talk about the tools you can use to actually improve them. This is your hands-on, practical optimization toolkit.
A great way to think about your video's metadata is that you're literally speaking the algorithm's language. Your most important keywords, they absolutely have to be in your title and in the first couple of lines of your description. And hey, do not sleep on captions. Uploading your own is not only great for accessibility, but it gives the algorithm a full transcript to analyze, which helps it understand your content on a much deeper level.
All right, now for a really critical concept: session time. You've got to ask yourself this question for every video. Is this a dead end, where the viewer just watches and leaves? Or is it a session starter that makes them want to click and watch another one of your videos? Because I'll tell you what, the algorithm absolutely loves session starters. Why? Because they achieve its #1 goal: keeping people on YouTube.
So how do you become that session starter? Easy. Use every tool that YouTube gives you. Guide people to your next video using end screens. Make it super easy for them to binge watch by grouping your videos into playlists. And, so important, build a real community. Ask for engagement, reply to comments. This is how you create viewers who don't just watch one video, they come back for all of them.
Let's start to wrap this up now by zooming out and looking at the big picture. Because this isn't about short-term tricks or hacks. This is about building a solid strategy that's going to work for the long game.
In this quote right here, this ties it all together beautifully. A great CTR gets the click, high retention proves your video is quality, and the result of those two things, a satisfied viewer and a longer watch session. That's the blueprint, right there. See, the algorithm's goal and your goal as a creator, they're actually perfectly aligned.
So as we close out, I want to leave you with this one thought. Let's stop trying to beat the algorithm or hack the algorithm. Instead, let's shift our focus. With every single video you create, just ask yourself, how can I earn my viewers' attention and then reward it with real value? If you do that, you and the algorithm will be on the exact same team working toward the exact same goal.